Chris! The car show's today. There's cars lined up down the street.
Oh, it's Saturday, isn't
Yeah.
it? We better go. Sorry, games. Bye.
Garage for the open house, grand opening. I am so honored to be here. I'm promoting my book, Savage Angel, so I'm down here hanging out with my good buddy Chris, selling some books and hanging out with some Mopars. We've got beer, we've got wine, we've got games, lots of cars and music. Come on out and see us.
It's going to be a good time. So thank you for coming out this weekend and spending some time with us. This is really special for us. We've been working our tails off to put this place together, and it's really magnificent that we could get you here, and Don, and a few other special guests, and have some fun. Showcase the hard work everybody does, and then showcase all of your special life. This book is amazing, so I want you guys to follow Angela Savage on all the social media, on Instagram and Facebook. Wonderful personality, and she's grown up, with challenges in her life, and that's what the book's about. Is there's the great race driver, Sweet Savage, and then there's the challenges of life after he's gone. So it's a very unique read, and I highly recommend this read. It's very real and it's raw, but it's really cool in a lot of ways. So a lot of us are race car fans on the inside, and we like a good story. So I really hope you'll take time to look up Angela Savage, get into the book, and keep following everything that all of us do in our life. And this is why we get together on days like today, to enjoy our friends and our various avenues of life, so we can share it with everyone in the world.
And we all know that car people are special people, and so we all need to really stick together. Get yourself out to the Cars and Coffee, get yourself to the track, take your kids.
Yeah.
We all got so used to isolating and being inside during the pandemic. It's over now. It's time to pop that lid off the top, get your kids out of the house and get to the track. It's time to rebuild the world our way.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to do, starting with some grease and some gas.
That's it. Retro back often and reflect on Angela's life and my life. Because what's funny is even before I knew Angela, little by little, racing the historic Dan Gurney Trans Am car that he and Sweet raced back in the day, I never knew I was going to come around again and meet the family members and be a part of the circle of all the IndyCar and racing, Can-Am and Trans Am racing. So that's what's been really fun.
Yeah, that 42 CUDA, it's iconic. That's got to be, well, maybe I'm biased, but to me it's the prettiest race car ever.
It really is, because even back in the day when I was racing in the 90s in the historic races, there were gentlemen that were Ford fans and diehard Chevy fans, and they said that was the most beautiful car out there. Which it was. They developed a wonderful machine that was striking and just fabulous, and then it just endeared a lot of people to the styling.
Right.
And that's what's fun about that era. So what I would like to ask you to do is look up on YouTube and all the various media outlets there with Instagram, and find Good News with Angela Savage. A few years ago she ran a fantastic program with premium drivers, our heroes like Mario Andretti, and that goes on and on and on. So I want you to check all this out. It's fun to go back and check that out, and that's what we're about here at Iron Stable Garage. So when we restore these beautiful street machines, these are the street version of the famous race cars that once competed on the track. So that's where my fuel comes from. And now, all these years of being involved in racing, I get to meet my friends more often now, and other people in the network of motorsports. So I want you to understand how rich our life has been. As a community here knows very little about me and our racing friends across the country.
Right, so I came down here to Florida to make sure Chris can get some street cred out here in the yard.
That's right. So I quit
hood.
racing in the back alley and come out to the forefront.
And we were talking about my show, Good News with Angela Savage. That was actually a few years ago, right after I came back to Indiana for the race in 2014. I was meeting all these amazing people, and I knew I wouldn't remember all the conversations, so I'm like, why don't we just record it? So I started started the show, Good News with Angela Savage, totally green, had no idea what I was doing. So when you watch them, give me grace for that. But I'm really excited to watch them in the future. I don't watch them now because I'm really just too hard on myself, but I picture myself as an old lady in my chair, and then I get to go watch all the shows I did when I was young. So I really look forward to that. Yeah, I had some good guests. I had Mario, everybody. I'm actually
Open Wheel World, Sprint Car, NASCAR, USAC. It's fun. You had some wonderful people sit in those chairs.
I'm looking forward to rebooting either that show or do another one because I like to be on the mic. I like to capture amazing moments that happen at the track or in the garage or with your Gearhead friends. You know, so many cool things happen. We got to get more cameras out here and capture this stuff so we can share it because I like to think we're the cool kids and we got to represent.
That's what we plan on doing then. So when we get our vintage machines up and running, you'll see us in Indianapolis, Road America, Lime Rock, Daytona. Maybe we get back out west and play around at Laguna Seca again too.
Right.
And we'll introduce some fantastic people that are in our network that have not been on our show yet.
Right.
So we'll bring them to our show.
Yes, and when you're at the track, look for the Vintage Indy Paddock. You can come and see me there. I've got a nice hospitality tent in the Vintage Indy Paddock at the races. Come and check out the history of the cars, the very famous race cars there. And you know, you got to know your history so you can know your present and your future. So come on out and see me.
Come on, everybody, you want to hear it?